Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Noah, your favorite financial analyst, and in today's video, I wanted to welcome you all today to the third installment of the series that I started here on my channel called The Road to Riches and Amateurs Investment Journey. This is a series where I use real money to invest and show you, the viewer, the pros and cons of what investing can do for you. With all that being said, let's get into the third episode of The Road to Riches. Okay, so for those of you who are just tuning in, as this is maybe your first episode in this series, I wanted to do just a little recap. So like I said in the introduction, this is a series where I'm using real money, extra money that I have laying around to basically invest, right? Do it, pretty much live and report back how the portfolio or how my account, my investment account, does over time. And we are going in the third month. The plan for this is to do it on the first and basically on the first of every single month, ideally, at least the purchasing, so I can, keep everything organized and so on, and then report back for how the investing did for the previous month. So the first month that I started this was October, and you can see that right here in the Excel sheet, and we are currently at the beginning of December. So if you guys saw in the very first episode, I did a $10,000 in one video investment, right? I invested 10,000 real dollars into various ETFs that I did my own research on and thought would be a very good place to start basically an experimental portfolio here on my YouTube channel. And you guys know I did that, and then by the next episode at the end of October, I reported back, and there was a decent amount of loss, right? And I have that illustrated right here. So this is I did change up my Excel table to keep track of all of this, and I just wanted to go over that briefly here as well, because this is going to really put everything into perspective when we start looking back 6 months and then do kind of like a 1-year anniversary to see how everything performed, really. So I have, obviously the ETFs that I'm really interested in. We have the return rates historically, and then broken it down by month. For October and then months coming after, I have the number of shares that I purchase for that specific month, the share price at which I purchase them, right? So if they're $193.83 per share and I buy 2, it's going to be this, right? And that is the total investment for that month. And I also like to use the historical record to come up basically with a projection, right? So this is something that I'm going to use basically as a landmark. And if we don't beat my projection, basically, if we don't stay true to what the historical record is telling us, that's when we're going to see this red, right? So at the end of October, after the in the second episode of Road to Riches, I went over how the investments didn't perform, right? Everything was down. But I'm happy to report that at the end of November here, at the very end here, after investing more at the beginning of November in different ETFs than I did previously, I can happily report that all of them performed equal to what I would have expected, if not better, exceeding expectations. And you can see that here, right? My expectation was $387 for these ETFs. I'm at $410, right? My expectation here was $411. I'm at $431 right here. I expected $2,069. I'm at $21.21, right? So this is everything across the board was as green as it could get. So now for the beginning of December, I'm not going to do anything crazy like the $10,000 one for a little bit here, maybe in the beginning of 2024 to start off the year strong. But what I basically did for the month of December was another $1,600, or roughly $1,600, and I decided that I wanted to use what we have kind of learned in the last 2 months to decide where we should put that money. So I decided that 2 ETFs that I wanted to really hone in on were VOO and SCHD. I'm not going to go into all of the details on the ETFs themselves, but I want to advise you that I purchased 3 of the 3 shares of VOO, and then 4 shares of SCHD for a total of right around 1,600, is like 1552. So we have a little bit of extra money there. So now we can use this information here to essentially project what we should see, assuming that we stick true to the historical record at the end of December. So basically that first week in January, I'm going to make another episode where I review how how the investments went in December. Fingers crossed we see more green here, right? If they exceeded expectations, or at least remained par with what we should expect based off of the historical data. And these are essentially the numbers to beat. And you can actually already see that we are ahead of schedule currently. So if things remain the same, we should really have no issue staying in the green. You can see here the projected amount for this ETF right here at the end of December, considering all of the investments we've made, is 389. We're right now currently at 410, or we were at the very end of November here. So as long as things stay pretty consistent, we should have no problem remaining in the green. So I wanted to show all of you viewers kind of what the dashboard looks like with each of these videos. I don't want to do the entire buying process every single video because it just became a little bit too overwhelming and timely. So I wanted to, show you kind of a one-shot snapshot to, show you how the account is doing. So the only thing that's really different between this view and last month's is that the shares, or the quantity for VOO and SCHD, are different. So previously this was 6 and I purchased 3 at the beginning of this month, and this was 29 and we purchased 4. So now we are at 33 shares. The other thing that I do want to mention, if if this is the first time you're seeing this dashboard, is that there's a few important details that we're going to kind of keep track of over time. And that's the account value, which is what this portfolio, right, this brokerage account is currently worth right now. The cash investments are basically, cash that I have within the account that I can spend however I want. I only have $50 in here right now, and it's probably just going to sit there for until the next video here, until the next spending spree. And then the other important detail that we're going to keep track of is the cost basis. And what is the cost basis? This is essentially the amount of money that I have currently put in to build this account, right? So there's a difference, right? $13,043, $13,779, and that is because we've done decently well, right? We've actually exceeded expectations as of the end of November, and so our account, our gain and loss here, we are up $679 and 90 cents. So this is really good, right? Any investor, day trading or long term loves to be in the green, so to speak. So either with at par, right, with what historical records would have shown us, or above that. So there you guys go. That concludes the third episode of the Road to Riches here on my YouTube channel. I hope you're able to kind of take at least a little bit away, from the video here today. I know we're relatively premature, this being only the third episode in a series that would likely have, dozens and dozens and dozens of episodes in the future here. I just thought it would be good to kind of report back on, what the earnings have been at the end of November here, and hopefully at the end of December or the beginning of January, I can do another video where I put even more money into the account here, and we just continue to build it and build it and build it over time, and hopefully get to the 6-figure mark shortly here. So there you have it. That concludes the third episode of the Road to Riches series here on my YouTube channel. As always, if you have any questions for me personally, or if you'd like to take a look at the financial services that I can provide to you, I've left my email and a link to my company website in the description box below. Thank you so much for your time today, and happy financing.